And that is really, really a concern when you're in the business, that you don't know what could happen to the fate of a player. And to even call him a champion when he's played only about 30 games in his career is insane, no matter how talented the guy is. And that's also the key point, I think, because we signed Ederson, and I genuinely believe this guy has the talent to be our best player. I mean, I rate him so highly from what I've seen at Nice and Lyon, and I think if he can rediscover anywhere near his old form, he could be the best player in the squad.
And he also has the
But he's
support too. Not to mention, like towards the end of his Lyon days, he didn't feel the support of his coaches. This is a guy that's been loved by Lazio before he was even a Lazio player. It's sort of like a Diamanti-esque player who's never actually played for Lazio, but he has the love of the fans just for what he says alone.
exactly, and you were talking about the Zarate getting a rebirth. I mean, this guy reborn, it could be the real deal. But the problem is, the position he plays is a place where we have a plethora of players who can already play there. And as good as a player as he is, I mean, he's not going to make that much of a difference in my eyes, because we have had other players, and probably will still have other players who could fill in quite decently there. That brings it back to what Cass was saying. We need a centre back, and Breno was the idea, and he's in jail, where it's not going to be particularly going to do anything good for us sitting in there. So, I mean, we really need to find an alternative, and there's a bunch of names in the media, but there's nobody. There's nobody realistic that we could sign, and I can't even think of a single centre back who I want at our club. So, Tito's statement has basically angered the fans, but not only angered the fans, but I don't actually see how we can rectify this, because I can't think of a single player who can come into this squad at the places where we need them, and make a huge difference considering the budget we're working off. And that's a worry. I mean, because it's a vicious cycle, as Scott says. We need to sell season tickets to have more money to spend in the Mercado. We're probably going to lose Yilmaz because Lotito's not willing to pay all the money at once, because he wants a couple more million to spend here or there. We need every penny we can get, and this is a vicious cycle that I don't really want to see. But there's no doubt it's Lotito's crazy statements that have created this, and how do you rectify it? That is the big question. I mean, if I ask you now, Michael, I mean, who can we bring in at centre back? I mean, I don't know what name you can throw at me that's going to convince me. So it's a terrible situation to be in a season where we probably don't need that many reinforcements.
Yeah, that's a very
You
good
know?
point. How many reinforcements do we really need? In turn, he's turned to a guy that perhaps maybe that you don't like so much, in the sense of Diakite, that he's going to go and re-sign him now because he has, I guess, the wiggle room for contracts and the money to do so. But that's not going to please the fans, because as fans, we already know what to expect from some of these players that Petkovic is giving a chance. And I'm all for giving chances, but we know the ups and downs, and we know the sort of the characteristics maybe even better than the coach. And that's what makes us great fans, is we live and breathe the club every single day, reading the news, watching the games, organizing events to get together in our different respective countries. And I think it's almost offensive to go and say something like that and then not fall through on your promise. And then what? We're supposed to make do with somebody else, because he probably will bring in other players, but they won't be of the champions quality that I guess he had earlier stated, because he didn't have a plan B with Breno. And that's the scary part and the scary side to Lotito and Tare, the plan B. There really isn't ever a plan B. They have these plans, they set them out, and if they don't happen, like Honda, for example, in January, all of a sudden it's like, it looks like we're not going to bring anybody, and all of a sudden they have to change the tune. And I'm either hoping for at least two more additions, or we can expect a changing of tune from these types of comments from Lotito, as if to say our squad was strong enough as it is, and we couldn't make the deals that we wanted.
The media is making fun of Lotito and Tara, and the trademark of, we are going to sign a champion, and then no one pops up, is becoming a burden, I think. But as we already mentioned, he's also digging his own grave somehow by saying that we're going to sign 2, 3, 4 new champions, etc. I mean, what he should do is just work and have a backup plan, not go all out about the Yilmaz deal, and missing a few million euros there, and at the same time stating he's going to build a golf course at Formello. I mean, take that money and buy Yilmaz if that is what you are really, if he's really what you are looking for. A couple of extra millions invested in a talented central defender. Caxi's asking for names. I don't have any really, but I do hear that we are linked to a couple of promising guys from South America. We've got Rolin, we've got Uvini, Rodolfo, Toloi earlier. Why not conclude one of these deals and let the team work in peace, make the fans a little bit happier, instead of them, as I said, building a new golf course or buying a media archive for millions or buying buildings for millions and so on.
Yeah, you mentioned that there about the plan B, Michael and Cash. I mean, one thing I think needs to be touched on just very briefly is that it really seems to me like the strategy was to get as many new signings in with Petkovic for pre-season, because one of the things we had a lot of success with last season is we got all these players in early, we got them all in with Eddie Rea in training, we got them all up to good fitness. Closett was a champion for us last season in every sense of the word, but one of the reasons why he was, in my opinion, is because we got him in so early, whereas in the past we had Julio Cruz turning up halfway through August or something, looking like I don't know why he looked. He just didn't look anywhere.
He looked like a gardener. Come on.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's where we seem to learn a lesson, and we seem to go with that approach again with 4 players, and we've got 1. So we failed in that sense. We put all our eggs in one basket, and we've come out with 1 player. Maybe now we need to wait and see what Petkovic can do, and then go back in the market near August. But that's a risky business, and to me, that's when Plan A has failed and Plan B isn't going to be good enough, And I just wanted to make that point. And maybe the idea was to get these guys in early because it worked for us last season, but we failed. So what do we do now? Do we go back to signing people like the new Julio Cruz in August? I mean, what do we do? That's what I'm afraid of. I mean, we don't seem to have a backup for Breno at centre back. So who do we end up with? Cesare Natali or someone who's could as well be in the garden these days. I mean, what do we end up with?
Yeah, obviously risky business has been Lotito's MO for forever. I mean, loan deals, shrewd kind of transfers, signs and trades. The works. He's reinvented the transfer market in terms of Lazio and the way we do business, and it's nothing new. We technically should mention we've also made another signing in Antonio Candreva on a co-ownership. I think that is official. I can't even speak on that being official, but you can count him as a transfer. I'm trying to throw Lotito a bone here and say, listen, yeah, you did make more than just 1 transfer this year. You firmed Candreva in that sense, and we still don't know. But a lot has to do with trimming of the squad. But that's the age-old adage of Lazio: trim the squad first. But that never seems to happen. And perhaps it's a little bit of give and take. Lotito needs to take it easy with what he says and change his tune, which I'm sure he will eventually once he realizes that he can't sign the 4 champions that he wants. But the fans also have to realize that we have such a large squad and we need to trim this squad before we make any other moves. And I think the latter is more possible because the fans just want a winning product and they're ready to support a winning product. Whether or not they're ready to support Lotito, we already know the answer to that as well. So it's give and take. And I look forward to seeing how this all falls out come August. And, this was going to be my chance to say, hey, guys, I hope I see you, hopefully, in and around Rome. Cash, Scott, Cathal, it's never too late to book your flights. Let's go watch that first game of the season.
Oh, that would be just magic, wouldn't it? To go there and see the new Lazio under Petkovic. Hopefully less injuries this season and a squad that can be competitive again. I think that we are, as things stand right now, a few players need to go. Carrizo, he must go now. Foggia is apparently not wanted. Hopefully Pescara will pick both of them up. We bring maybe 1, maybe 2 more players in. I don't think that we should expect too much if we doesn't sell the gems that we have in Zarate, Hernanes and so on. But I think that we are looking quite okay. Lotito should have learned by his own mistakes, not talking too much. and it can be a great season for us.
Scott,
I think more.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say more to the point. I hope we're there on the final day of the season, celebrating something for a change. You know, I think all of us just want Champions League, don't we? Really, I mean, that's what we want. Whether it's feasible or not, we don't really care. We want it because we've been so close in 2 seasons and missed it. You know, and I don't think anyone expects more than that.
In terms of that, yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way to wrap it up. Optimistic, but in certain aspects, it's the same old Lazio, and it's something that I look forward to going to see the new Lazio come August, and how we'll attack the new season, and I think we'll all be a little bit smarter this year, and I'm hoping Lotito will be as well, in terms of not to expect too much, and if we do jump out to that blazing start that we had last year, you know, to take it with a grain of salt, because the season is a marathon. It's not a quick 100-meter dash. It is a marathon, and things happen throughout the course of the season. So on that note, let's all join hands and be optimistic as possible. I'm going to take the positive cash with that, and I like the optimism I've seen, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for stepping out, and everybody for listening to this, because this is something that we're going to try to make a more regular approach to. Cathal mentioned how Lazio Land is now official, has its own official channel on YouTube, and you can catch hopefully, if not parts of this, the full version of this episode, and obviously we'll make it available for download on your local torrents or rapid share or whatever it may be. So Cathal, if you want to touch on that before we go, and what to look forward to for the upcoming season with Lazio Land.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can put this on the official YouTube channel, no problem at all, and yeah, hopefully making a more regular thing. And yeah, for the new season, we're just going to try and introduce as much new elements as possible. I mean, we're still in the formulating stage there, but yeah, we have a few projects around the corner. We just hope to be able to get them in for the new season and working well. And that's all I can say is stay tuned on that front, really, Michael.
And stay tuned, we will. From Cathal Mullen, Scott Ballum, and Mr. Cash. You can say your last name, Cash. I don't know how to say it. Go ahead.
It's Kashaya Kashefi.
Kashaya Kashefi. There you go.
Cash works as well, man.
Yeah. In terms of that, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll hopefully see you before the actual season starts. And if not, we'll see you after Lazio makes that blazing start that we're all hoping for.
Yeah, looking forward to the next time we meet up, guys.
Perfect. All the best.
All the best, guys. That's exactly right.
Thanks
Cheers.
very much.
Cheers
Thank
for
you,
listening
Michael,
as well.
for this.